Now, this morning we're talking about the arts, we're talking about performance, we're talking about culture. And to have that conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with Miss Askala George. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Shenell. Good morning, Tobago.
So you are representing your fellow Tobagonians in this year's First Citizens National Poetry Slam. Is this your first time participating in the competition? How long have you been involved in arts and culture in this way? And how has it been for you thus far?
All right, so that was a nice question. Now, I have been a spoken word artist for quite some time. This would have been my fourth or fifth stint making it to the finals. So I usually make it to the finals whenever I participate. However, I am not the only Tobagonian that participate in this competition. We have as young as Sai, who participated, to even Cameron Bruno and other Tobagonians who have participated before. This competition, I believe, is in its 15th year of operation. It's held by Boca's Lit Fest, but sponsored by First Citizens Bank. And I have been in the competition maybe since its inception and consistently partaken.
Wow. And so, even as it comes down to the finals, how many persons are in the finals? And are you the only Tobagonian in the finals?
It's usually 15 persons are usually in the finals. 14 persons would have qualified for the finals, and then you will have the 15th person being the one who is defending their crown. Okay. In the finals, we had about three Tobagonians in the finals, so it is a beautiful thing to see our country represented as a twin island. Tobago voice is there on the stage. Spoken word, like speech ban, is a voice for the voiceless, so Tobago does have representation.
Right. I mean, but in addition to doing spoken word, you have been involved in the arts in many other ways. You have tried to merge arts, culture, and education. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so for me, there isn't any separating of the two. So I love education, I love children, I love art, and I love uplifting my island and uplifting the people of my island. And I feel like Tobago is a very cultural place, from speech ban to carnival, to harvest, to our many different traditions. And so I felt that it was my duty to also add to the preservation and promotion of culture. And I would have done that through visual art. I'm a painter. I would have also done that through graphic design. I design students' alphabet charts, number charts, storybooks, all Caribbean centered. And of course, I was part of the Black Hat Poetics, which is a spoken word group out of Bishop's High School.
Right. And how important is it for you to offer a certain level of access to maybe underprivileged youth to be able to have the level of exposure to the type of visual art that you do, and to allow them to understand that this is a lucrative pathway to take?
Yeah, that's a good question. When we had the pandemic, I worked along with another spoken word artist, Zakia, and she was working out of Miaro. So she did her own NGO charitable program for youths in her community, and we gave them spoken word classes for free, of course. That has not happened as yet in Tobago. That's something that I am working on for the July-August holiday, so that's something that you can look out for. And if you want something for your kids to do that is time-consuming, entertaining, educational, please look out for that. That's coming in July-August holidays.
Excellent. Now, how can persons support you in this Boca's Lit Festival in collaboration with First Citizens Bank for the National Poetry Slam?
I think that persons can not just support me, but support Tobago, because in your news for 90 seconds, you spoke about several things. You spoke about Mr. Sandy, you spoke about crime, you spoke about a lot of issues. And as poets, we give voice to a lot of the issues, and sometimes in a way that is witty, in a way that has a lot of bacchanal, but in a way that is palatable and can be absorbed and pondered, and you might laugh, but you would say, that is true. So you're not just supporting me, and you're not just supporting the art form, but you're supporting giving a voice to the voiceless. And how can you do that? You can do that by showing up to events like the preliminaries. When we have preliminaries for the competition, it's now in Tobago. No longer do we have to travel to Trinidad. The preliminary is normally in February at the National Library. So show up, support your artists, and even try your hand. You might get through.
And when is the finals?
The final went already. It's usually in May. So each year you'll have the preliminary taking place in February, then you'll have a semis somewhere between February and May, and then the finals is in May.
Okay, so when would they announce
the First Citizens National Poetry Slam? They have a page, so you just need to monitor the page and they would announce the dates, and you can just follow it from there.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Well, again, we want to thank you, and we want to say, well, congratulations for you for making it to the finals, and we wish you all the best with all your endeavors, especially as it pertains to your work with youth and your camp that's happening during the summer vacation. So how can persons get onto you or find out more about the work that you are doing?
All right, so my name is Askala George. So you can just follow my Facebook page. Everything it's not locked. it's not a locked profile. It's very public, and everything is shared there. So you would be able to see all the dates, all the activities, registration link. Again, because it's an underprivileged activity, it comes at a minimal cost. So just follow the page and you will be informed.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you so much. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new day.